Hello, kings and queens. How are you doing today? Yeah, y'all know what it is. On my Egyptian unk shit. And I ain't talking about my mama's brother either. Some of y'all won't get that, but for those who do. Okay, so last video, I had some people who were concerned about how that situation with the cops played out when I was on that bridge protesting. So let me just give you a quick update and I'll touch on some other topics. So, you know, long story short, I was on the bridge protesting. I had a cop pull up, actually, can I go somewhere else? I was like, hey, this is my rights. Constitution allows me to peacefully protest. I'm here. This is a public thoroughfare. He's like, well, can you leave for me? Could you go somewhere else for me? I was like, no. Who are you? I'm fine right here. I'll stay right here. This is why I choose to make my peaceful protest. And so then he actually looks at my sign and says, Breonna Taylor, is that a new one? They are killing us at such an alarming rate that they can't keep up with when they kill us. Is that a new one? I've never heard of her. Is that a new one? Are you kidding me? That's what a cop said to me. So anyway, so I told him, he was like, could you leave for me? I'm like, no, I'm not leaving for you. My constitutional rights allows me to be right here. And so he tried to, bully me. He's like, well, my lieutenant says you can't be here. I said, well, call your lieutenant to the scene. So he goes back and he calls and, he sees my weapon. I said, yeah, I have a weapon. He's like, how did you know? I said, because I told you. If your word is good, so is mine. So he called another cop and they sit back there and talk. At this point, I'm like, okay, two cops, no big deal. So then a third one pulls up. I'm like, it doesn't take three for me. Okay. Then a fourth one pulls up. At this point, I'm starting to get I'm like, a little uneasy. I'm like, four cops for me, that has the potential to go to the left very quickly. And then a fifth one pulls up. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm like, I wish someone would, pull over and start recording. So lo and behold, I look down. There's about three people pulled over, and they started recording me because they saw five cops pull over for one little me protesting. And so they got their book open and they went and looked and tried to see where I was in violation or violating some statute or some law. And like I done my research, people. You have to know your rights. And I couldn't. They could not find any wrongdoing on my part. So they had to tuck the tail between their legs, get in their vehicle, and drive off. The Constitution works. I love civil rights. I honor those who fought for us, who marched for us, who died for us, who bled for us. Civil rights can be legislated. Recognize my human rights, i.e., constitutional rights. We have constitutional rights just like white people do. And that's what I told the cop. I said, Constitution applies for me just like it applies to white people, which he didn't like hearing. But I'm like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. So they had to leave. So last week I'm out protesting again. This white guy drives by. I'm on that same bridge. Yeah, I'm standing on that bridge for Breonna and Elijah. So I'm standing there protesting with my sign, arrest the cops who murdered Breonna Taylor, my black fist painted over the American flag. And this white guy comes by. Comes all into, driving off the road. Rolls his window down, throws a brick at me. He didn't hit me. So he drives by, and I watch him. He goes, turn around, and he comes back by. He shouts something about Trump. So I watch him. He turns around again. He comes up. This time he slows down to about 40 miles an hour. He throws some trash at me. He never hit me, not either time. I'm like, you're an idiot. Can't hit the object standing still. And so he drove by, turned around again, came back, flipping me off. You fucking N-word, all this. And I'm like, really? Then another white guy, comes by in his truck, rolls his window down. He flips me off. You motherfucker, fuck you, N-word. And this, I'm like, white people, you are funny. Y'all are so funny. When we exercise our rights, when we use the Constitution that protects you, has been protecting you, it's a problem. That's so funny to me. As long as it protects you and your cause, it's all right. But when we use it, when we stand on it, when we, use that Constitution, the rights that we and our ancestors have fought for, died for, hey, it's a problem. Well, it's going to keep being a problem. So next time, if you slow down, stop. Let's see how that plays out. But White people, I don't get you. We are literally saying, treat us fairly. Stop murdering us. And your response is, yeah, but. Or, but why? What the fuck? We are literally saying, treat us fairly. Stop murdering us out here in these streets. And your response to that is, yeah, but. Or, but why? Check yourself. When you don't recognize my humanity and the humanity of Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, Tamir Rice, Ahmaud Arbery, I could go on and on. When you don't recognize their humanity, you fail to see your own. How could you call yourself a human when you don't even recognize the humanity of another people whose suffering has been suffering? And to all you coonish black folks who keep asking me why I'm out there, I'm not even going to address that. I've addressed you plenty. You just keep watching TV behind your big couch and all that shit, and I'm going to let you slide today. So I'm going to close this video. I will be out there protesting. I won't be intimidated. I won't be bullied, because Breonna Taylor, her life mattered. Ahmaud Arbery, Elijah McClain, and the cops who murdered Elijah McClain and Breonna Taylor have yet to be arrested, charged. So I'll be out there. You won't bully me. You won't threaten me. You won't intimidate me, because I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors. I might not change one mind today. Black African power. I'm damn sure making my ancestors proud today. All power, all people, all black people. Y'all be cool.